This is something that's been on my list for a while. We're going to be going over some of the things on the NJYu-Gi-Oh.com. Now, NJYu-Gi-Oh.com is a site that does card reviews, episode comparisons, tutorials, and just many other things. But today I'm going to be going over a lot of the card reviews that this person has, and let's first check out their Forbidden Unlimited list. So, they made an unofficial Konami list that the person feels better to use. And let's get right into it. Combos that make OTKs or loops. So that's 90% of the game. Destrudo plus Ancient Fairy Dragon, Jin plus Colossalus, any Dark World monster from Elemental Energy, plus cards like Card Destruction or Graceful Charity. Level Eater plus cards like Formula Synchron or Excel Synchron, Magic Spectacurin, and Perform Pal Skull Crobat Joker, number 86 and number 75. You could still get a 5 material with this list. Flush Fire plus any of these Wavering Eyes, Pendulum Stork, or Lester Pendulum. And then you also have the same with Monkey Board. And after that, we have Double Iris Magician plus either Star Pendulum Graph or Time Pendulum Graph. Okay, Fairy Tail Snow plus either of these archetypes. Lightsworn and Infernoids. He doesn't know about Thunder Dragons. Oh no. You have True King Lithium Sagem plus cards like Baby Ceratosaurus, so Petite Pterodon's also there. Kaiser Coliseum plus Masterpiece, the True Draco Slaying King. 6 cents plus that 6. These two cannot be used in the same deck. Okay, I'm just going to use 6 cents then. Okay. After that, we have the rest of the bands being Dandelion, Morphing Jar, Cyber Jar, Morphing Jar number 2, Fiber Jar, Tribe Infecting Virus, Mocker the Destructor, Elemental Hero Stratos, Victory Dragon, Thousand Eyes Restrict, Monster Reborn, Dark Hole, Raigeki, Pot of Greed, Super Poly, Hard to Safe Return, Change of Heart, Cold Wave, Harpy, Feather Duster, Pot of Avarice, Premature Burial, Ring of Destruction are all banned in his format. Then we go down to the limits. Darkhound Dragon, Red Eyes Darkness, Metal Dragon, and all 5 pieces of Exodia. And finally, semi-limited is Magic Cylinder. So pretty much everything is legal in this, outside of a handful of combos and cards. But you have 3 Confiscation, you have 3 Forceful Sentry, 3 Delinquent Duo. This is a terrible format, and I don't think I would play it. After that, we have his reviews. Oh boy, I have a whole line of stuff ready for you guys, so let's get into it. First off, we have Pot of Prosperity. For reviews, rating of 1 is terrible to rating of 5, which is amazing. So rating 1, they just keep getting less and less viable. Duality is suddenly looking better than the rejects we've had lately. On Pot of Prosperity, this is an absolutely amazing card. This card helps tons of rogue decks, and I feel like this person doesn't look at the actual meta, only at local level play. That's the problem with some people who make ratings, is that sometimes they only look at what their local does, not what tournament results have. But outside of that, they do say that they look at current meta, but apparently they don't. Then we have Shinato, and it's at the time of the card release. This was a 5-star because it could take out Blue Eyes White Dragon, and if it takes out a defense position monster your opponent takes original attack of the monster as damage. Why is this a 5? This card never saw play, or rarely saw play. Then we have Access Code Talker. This is a rating 2. For a Link 4, it's pretty bad. Much like all the other Code Talker monsters, but this one is worse given it takes way more work to get to do anything useful. Does he not know that you can use Link 3 or 2 Link 2s? A Link 3 and anything, or 2 Link 2s to do this because the numbers add up to each other? Or anything. Then we have a 1, Brigade Revolt. For what I gave Soul Charge, it has more uses than this. Even this Steep side effect. Brigade Revolt is one of the super powerful cards in the format, and I do have to say, I would give it like a 4, even though it can brick if you open up nothing. It's just a center point of the deck that gets you back everything, which is returned from a different dimension, and a link summon for free, and an interruption, and a search and foolish. Just so much. After that, we have Winged Kariba level 10. It's a rating 4. If you couldn't obtain such a powerful card, your chances have just increased, as you're guaranteed one rare card in every pack, a must for Jaden decks. You don't even run this in Jaden decks. This is... no. And then we have Dimensional Fusion. It costs you 2,000 life points to bring back all your removed from game monsters, but all your opponent needs is a Mirror Force or Bottomless, and most, if not all, of your monsters are gone. Imagine activating this first turn after doing something. In his terms, this card is absolutely terrible, and it could go to 3. Rating 4 for Dark Triceratops. It's a 2400 attack, and the trampling ability, that's a magic term by the way, is very nice along with 1 tribute. Sir, this isn't magic. If you use more terminology for magic, I would like you to leave the building. We have Gungan Suship's a level 4 or rating 4. This guy one-ups the previous card by actually making it into a small novel. I can't even be read all that well on the card, even if you view the card's image at a large size. It's because it's a story, and that's how it was in the OCG. The longest text in the game. Then we have Trishula's rating of 2. Here's the card everyone's been waiting for, but I haven't a clue why the effect is pretty mediocre. It needs 2+ non-tuners and is weaker than Blue Eyes White Dragon, leaving it with a 2 out of 5. This man compares everything to the first set. You should never compare things to the first set. This thing can banish your Blue Eyes White Dragon. So, goodbye. Then we have Forbidden Droplets. It's more costly than other Forbidden Quick Play spells before it, but you could also get more out of it. Then why is that at a rating 2, if you can get more out of it? Is it because it's more costly? When my friends and I found this, we were just dead laughing at him. Dead laughing at all this stuff. I was in a VC with one of them, and we just kept dying of laughter because stuff like this. More like Navi Servant, because you're pretty naive to run this card when it's based around bad cards. It searches one of the best monsters in the game that searches more cards out of the deck. You could send a card that gets you another piece of the deck. And yeah. We have Firewall Dragon, and this was pre-errata, and the first effect isn't worth using at all, considering there will likely only be one monster co-linked, if at all, in most cases. The other effect is pretty decent, and it helps make up for the number of monsters this guy normally requires. Yeah, I don't think this person understands how link monsters work. Back when this came out, people were co-linking 3 with Firewall Dragon and bouncing 3. Multiple times, mind you, because you could loop it. Now, the other effect, he's correct. It definitely brings back more if you have the monsters in your hand. But this card was absolutely broken when it first came out, and I don't miss the errata at all. Then we have Thunder Dragon Colossus, rating 2. It's weaker than Thunder Dragon Titan, but offers somewhat better effects, even though it too offers only 2 ways of bringing it out, one of which actually isn't that bad. Still, the fact that it comes pre-packaged with Thunder King Ryo's effect when it takes more effort is certainly a letdown. It actually doesn't take more effort, though. It's just, I activate Thunder Monster in your hand. Oh, I have a fusion on the field. I could summon it. Oh no. Then we have Alexandrite Dragon. It's a level 4 as a sneak peek card. He's quickly best friends with Honest, and of course that Rescue Rabbit in this set, or just about any deck. I don't think so. No one really ran this. Emergency Teleport. Oh my god, it's a rating 1. It's a pretty bad ultra rare card. If you aren't synchro summoning with them, leave this card out. It doesn't matter if you're not synchro summoning with them, because you could just summon out something and tribute it. Does he not know that you could tribute someone with it? Like, come on, guy. After that, we have Nightmare Mermaid. Unlike a real mermaid, which is only the result of myth and folklore, this card actually exists, and it's pretty much useless, even with the 1000 attack loss. This I felt attacked with, because this card later on became absolutely broken, and he didn't see what you could do with it when it first came out, because it was a free link 1 that could assist your Firewall Dragon. After that, Infinite Impermanence is a rating 1. This is one of the funniest ones. Who cares if it could be activated from the hand if it means having an empty field? That's just not worth negating the effect of one lone card for a turn. Plus, even if it's destroyed before it could be used, it's not going to negate much at all, and not for very long either. It's called a hand trap for a reason. This one killed me when I first saw it. Then we have Crush Card Virus, when it was back in its prime, when it got reprinted fresh from Gold Series 1 as a rating of 2. This card is amazingly quite expensive, most likely for being hard to pull, not because of its effect. But despite being expensive, it isn't that great of a card, since you need a dark monster with no more than 1000 attack to activate it. Well, if you look at the meta around this time, it was Dark Armed Dragon, I believe. And you had dark, every deck was running this with a dark, because it was that good, and it just won games. Next, we have a rating 5. Cyber End Dragon. Its name certainly fits this monster, as many times it will be the end of your opponent with 4000 attack and inflicts battle damage when it destroys a defense position monster. It's a 5 that takes 3 materials, and you need to have all the materials at the time. All 3 Cyber Dragons are Proto Cybers, but like, we're heading up on the last 2, and these 2 are a little special. Royal Magical Library and Magical Scientist. The Royal Magical Library is a rating 2 because it has 2000 defense. It allows it to stay up on the field, probably long enough to use its effect once, maybe twice if lucky. But it had no attack to back it up for later. That's fine, because people used it to loop draw. Pay 1000 life points to special summon 1 level 6 or lower. Magical Scientist, so everyone knows this. Very low stats, and having to pay 1000 life points for a monster that won't last on the turn, the field, doesn't help this card at all. Does he not know what Magical Scientist did? You get to summon out 5 monsters, clear your opponent's board, passes, and your opponent has nothing. And then finally we have Butterfly Dagger Elma, rating 1. A horrible card, only 300 attack boost and returning to the hand when the equip create bad cards overall. This loops with Gearfried the Iron Knight and Magical Scientist, so you have an Exodia draw deck there. But anyways, this was me going over some person's random reviews on the NJYu-Gi-Oh.com. But yeah, I hope you guys did enjoy, and see you guys in the next video. Also, please make sure to subscribe, as recently we've gained tons of subscribers. But anyways, see you guys in the next video.